Hey, I've had enough here, so let's go already. I don't think I can handle any more of your family, so let's just leave and go find our own apartment or something. You and I both have decent jobs, so it's not like we have to worry about rent or anything like that now, right?
No, we're not going to be living here yet. I made a big promise to both my dad and that old bag. They had asked for us to come and live here, and I made sure that we'd uphold our end for a little while.
But Bill, they aren't even following the other half of that promise you've made with them. We haven't even done anything, and they've already been trying to stretch the limits. Weren't they at least supposed to help on the weekends with chores and cooking so that we could have some time off?
Well, the two of them are getting up there in age now. And they are used to having their weekends off as well still.
You can just say that the both of them are lazy, and that'll get the truth across. I wouldn't even mind that they're lazy and don't want to help, but they are always complaining about me. The food is too gross. The cleaning isn't done well enough. The bathtub is too cold for me. If they have the energy to be complaining about every little thing done here, then they have the energy to get off their butts and get some work done.
And I told you to have the water set to 104 degrees at least when you're filling up their tub with water. They could catch a cold going into a bath they expect to be hot, but it's freezing cold.
It is not cold at all when I fill it. Just because they take a while to get into it and it's a bit more cooled off than they'd like doesn't mean they get to blame me.
I get that, but you're just gonna have to try and ignore what they say and just keep up the good work.
You're amazing, Bill. Before you ever got married to me, you had to help the two of them all by yourself, right?
Well, I'm their son after all. I had no other choice.
But you had to work a full-time job every day, while also coming back to clean, do laundry, cook food. Having to take your dad out to see his friends, reading to your mom because she can't see well anymore.
Well, that's what most people would do for their aging parents, right?
I'm sure some people would. Even I plan to help my parents someday when they are too old to do things on their own. But having to do it while they are constantly slighting you, I can't be asked with that sort of work. It's like they can't even see that us still living with them and doing all this work is what's keeping them in a house.
But it's because of them that I've been recognized by the city and won some awards. If not for those, I wouldn't be obligated to be here with them.
You are better than your own dad now.
I know, but they were there to help me back then, so I can't say anything to them now for complaining about us.
But remember that he doesn't even care how you feel anymore. He may have been kind enough to help get you nominated and ultimately win, but he only did that for his own sake so that he could brag about you.
Ugh. Soon Belle will be coming back home as well, so I have to do my best. Can't let her see all of this when she's around, so just keep your ears shut and don't bother with what my parents have to complain about.
What? Are you kidding me?
No. She wants to come back here to be cared for before having her baby. Did I not tell you that before? That's why I can't stress this enough. If you and I leave this house now, it'll only get worse here than it's already been. And I don't want her coming back to a house that'll be in total disarray. That'll stress her out and might harm the baby as well.
That's the worst. At this point, this house will become a living hell with her around. Why are you still putting up with this family when they've barely done anything for you?
Well, because they're my family. I'm sorry for causing you to have to sit through all of this.
No, it's whatever. You have a will of your own, and so we can find some way to put up with them all.
Thank you for understanding that. Take the rest of the night off for me, okay?
Hey, April. Long time no see, right? This is Belle. I've come home to be cared for and have my baby around you all.
Oh, Belle. Hope your travels went okay. Been a long time now, hasn't it? Very rare to even see you anymore, considering you've been away for years now.
I had been thinking a few times that I wanted to stop by and see you all. And by the way, April, are you still not able to make babies?
Huh? Oh, no, that's, well, I guess.
I assumed so. Sorry about that one. Your little sister-in-law is going to be having kids before you can.
No, I'm not really worried by it or anything. Your brother and I aren't too keen on having kids anyway.
Huh? But if you don't have any kids, what will you do?
Well, what do you mean by that? I'm not really going to do anything different from what I do now. I'm going to continue enjoying my relationship with Bill as we grow older.
A marriage with someone that can't make any kids is boring though, right? I've seen all over the internet that couples that don't have kids end up getting a divorce in the end.
I think you're better off not believing everything you read on the internet, okay? Look, most couples aren't even married because of kids. Rather, for the couple to enjoy each other's company throughout their lives.
I know that, but even if you want to think of it like that, it must hurt knowing you can't make a baby.
Wait, saying something like that doesn't even have anything to do with you coming home. You're being rude.
Oh, come on. This has a lot to do with me coming home. Since you still cannot make any kids and don't plan to do anything about it, you're creating a problem for yourself, right?
I am.
Like, what I'm trying to say is that you're giving off a bad aura. And I wouldn't want that aura affecting me in any negative ways.
I told you we aren't having kids because we don't care for them. Bill and myself are both very busy with work, so we don't have time to care and raise kids. By the way, after not talking to me in so long, you're being a bit inconsiderate of me by saying things like that.
Oh, I'm sorry. But I'm being honest here. Really, I feel that being around you in my parents' home might not be the best thing, as you'll give off bad auras.
What are you trying to say about me with that?
Well, you have been married to Bill for 3 years now and still haven't had a baby. Could that mean you and him are having troubles in bed? Oh, I don't want to have to see the two of you fighting over bad sex.
Ever since you've gotten married, Belle, do you not feel as though your heart has turned black? Before marriage, you were already acting pretty disgustingly, but now you're just a jerk.
Huh? Do you have something you want to complain about regarding me?
I do! After such a long time not talking to one another, you're back and making all kinds of rude remarks about me. Has becoming pregnant made you that moody?
No, I just know that I'm better than you. Remember, that house you're living in is my family's house, right? We are being nice to you by allowing you to live there. So you are below me when it comes to who sits where in the family. Understand?
I'm being allowed to live here.
You were right. And thank goodness for that. Thank goodness you were able to marry my brother. But as his little sister, I don't think I agree with your marriage. I'm sure he doesn't anymore either, as you're just some hefty baggage that he has to haul around with him everywhere. Perhaps he likes being with you still, though. Or in that case, I'd have to say you both still living with my parents is gross.
You really love to say whatever comes to mind, don't you? Seriously, why does Bill have to have a family like this? You and your rotten parents really have done a great job trapping your brother here and making him do all the labor.
Don't tell me you're talking bad about my family now.
No. Well, actually, I'd say that I'm just telling the truth about you all. At this point, I've been spoken poorly of on numerous occasions, and my life in your parents' house has been nothing but bad lip about me.
Listen, April. I don't mind you trying to slight me, but when you start slighting my parents is where I draw the line. I've had it now. You and my brother are just in the way now, so you both get out of that house.
Oh? You're okay with us both leaving?
Of course I am, April. With you both out of the house, we won't have to suffer anymore. And having a couple in the house that haven't had kids yet only makes things worse for me when trying to have mine. I'm afraid of catching any germs from you. So, hurry up and get out of the house.
Really? Thank you so much, Belle.
Stop trying to act all tough about it. And of course we'll be cutting ties with you. So don't come around me ever again.
Oh, you want to cut ties as well to me. And not just you, right, but your mom and dad as well?
Of course. I'll never forgive you if you come in front of me or my parents after this. And as for Bill, I don't care about him. So make sure he's out of the house as well.
Really? This is the perfect scenario for me. Well, I'll be taking you up on your wish right now.
Hurry up and get lost! Hey, what has happened to this house?
This is no good, Belle. You and I don't know each other anymore. Did you forget about that?
No, hold on. You come back here, April. Right now, this whole house is being turned upside down.
Upside down, huh? What do you mean?
My mom and dad are both having me do all the chores here. And they aren't serving any kind of food for me. And so far, I haven't even been able to get around the house without stepping on garbage. Those two, I have never seen the two of them act so lazily before, and it's disgusting.
You overlooked that then, huh? Those two have been that way for years and years now.
Why? When I was still in the house with them, everything was going okay.
Even back then, things were not going okay there. It was just that Bill was around doing all the cooking and cleaning in the house for you all.
Huh?
At first, he was their only child, so they forced him to do all of the chores on his own. But when you came along, they never bothered you with having to help him. Well, they never let up on him, even after you left the house. And when I married him, I was pulled in and the two of us had to be their parents. And Bill never complained once about it because he was raised to think that because he's their son, he needs to care for them.
Is that so? I was never coming home to see any of this, so I never knew. Actually, now that I remember living here back then, Mom and Dad were only ever in the living room on these exact couches.
And that is why, because both Bill and I have been freed from that house by you, we are so thankful. I had always wanted to get out of that place, but Bill was so deep into it that he couldn't find the means to break out. But with how quickly you told the both of us to leave, he didn't have time to think about if what he was doing was right or wrong.
Hey, I really never knew that my parents' house turned into a pigsty. I'm asking you to come home now.
Hold on. We are both complete strangers to all of you now, right? So we don't need to come back and help anymore.
Hey, me telling you that I wanted to cut ties happened days ago, right? I didn't mean to say such selfish things, so come back here and help me.
Whether you mean to be selfish or not, I already know what your character is. Are you embarrassed now that you sent the both of us out of there? Well, I can understand you acting like that when I've had to live with the two babies that had raised you.
Huh? Are you talking crap about my family again?
What? Oh no, I shouldn't be doing that, huh?
There's no way you think it'd be okay to treat us like crap after what we've done for you, right? We gave you a house to stay in with my brother, so you having to do all the chores here was just a part of being his wife. Now come home.
You're acting like a lunatic right now. I'm perplexed. Just know that I don't care what happens over there now. Bye-bye.
Wait! Hey, Bill. Are you not embarrassed by throwing all your family away and running off?
What are you talking about?
I'm talking about how you left all your family here and ran away. What are you thinking? That witch threatened you to leave with her? What is she planning?
Huh? Wait, you're the one that told us to leave, right?
But I'm saying you actually getting up and leaving is screwed up. This is you stabbing all of us in the back right now.
Oh, sorry?
Sorry? What are you doing?
Hey, I didn't think me leaving was going to be similar to backstabbing you all or anything. I'm sorry, but we have a new place to live now that we're renting, so I can't come back to you guys. I was thinking about my wife during all of that, and that's why I chose to leave. So don't think that I was doing it to hurt you all.
So you're saying you're okay acting like this is all my fault? That is why you're the most useless brother anyone can ask for.
Sorry? But even if you hadn't cut ties with me, What else could I do? Before even talking about what I could do, though, are you going to be okay with that loan?
Huh? Loan?
Yeah, you have to pay $1,200 every month for it. April and myself had been paying it off for a while now, but will you be able to cover it now?
Huh? Are you saying that this house isn't owned by Mom and Dad?
They do own it, but recently Mom and Dad had the place expanded to allow April to move in. And so because of that, they have a loan that still needs to be paid off for a few more years.
You're lying, right? I never knew about that. Wait, what am I going to do about it?
Sorry. April's pretty pissed at you right now, so she's asking me to stop texting you now. I mean, we have cut all ties now, right? Sorry that you have to deal with all of that now, but you asked for it.
Huh? Oh, wait a second, Bill.
I'll try harder to be less of an embarrassment towards myself next time, okay? Now go on, and make sure that yourself and Mom and Dad have a great time in that house.
No, wait for me, Bill!
Learning about the struggles Bill had must be surprising, right? But I'm still shocked to see that he's still acting a little apologetic for doing nothing wrong. I was afraid that if I didn't put a stop to him, he'd go on forever talking to you guys and saying he's sorry.
Hey, wait. I'm not going to be able to pay for that loan or the house, April. I am carrying a baby right now. What should I do about all of this?
Well, if that's going to be a problem for you, then why not ask your husband to help?
I divorced my husband.
Oh! Are you serious? Why did that happen?
Shut up! Him and I are no more, so I have nowhere to go back to now. That's why my only option is to live back home with my parents. But not when it's this bad here.
Don't tell me that you cheated on him or something.
Huh? Why do you think that?
Your brother had your ex's contact information, so he had talked with him a while back. And your ex told him that you've been trying to run from having to pay him the settlement he's asked for. You really are a piece of crap, huh?
No, I do plan to pay him back. I just plan to come back to Mom and Dad's house first to save up some money. So please, come back here.
I'm sorry, but no. I'd be worried that by coming back to live there, you might catch germs or something from me. After that, Belle tried running away from her parents' house, but her parents came running after her to try and get her to come back to them. After all, they don't have anyone around to pay for the house anymore, and so without her, they won't be able to stay in it. But of course, it was too late for all of them, and they were all forced out of there. At that point, Belle was no longer able to run from her ex any longer. And when she gave birth to her baby, her ex came for it and took full custody before leaving her behind. I don't care at all about Belle and her parents, but I was a bit worried about the baby, so it's nice to see it being taken away. At this point in time, Belle and her parents are no longer in a home, and have left town to somewhere nobody knows. Bill tried to call him as he became a little worried about their condition. But they couldn't pay their phone bills, and so he wasn't able to reach them. However, only a month after they vanished, they appeared on the news after having been taken into custody. Seeing that they were all going to jail now for trying to shoplift as well as break into some stores, he was a bit worried and almost started to take action. The only reason they were appearing on the news for all of that was a week ago they had first started out by trying to rob a bank, but were able to get away before the police arrived. Quite surprising though, given the lack of fitness that the parents have after sitting around the house for such a long time. Anyway, before Bill could get up and move, I sat him down and told him that it's great to see that his family is all still doing very well together in jail. I'm sure it'll be a bit difficult for a while having to live without the rest of his family around him. But I'm sure he knows deep down that all of this is for the best, as those three were no good for any of us to be around.